Alright, let's begin. Nice to see everybody. Welcome again. So this is the third Divine Mother centered session. And in both previous sessions we started with myself giving pointers, which is what I usually do, like starting from the ground up, starting from relaxation and so on, and then gradually going from relaxation to compassion, bodhicitta, and then some other pointers. And last time, about a month ago, when we had the second one, I gave Vaittara empowerment. There was over 20 people joining that session, and I think that in this session we have only Sangha members, so we don't have people who don't have Vaittara empowerment. So what I had in mind was to do some practice with Vaittara. But let's see, these short sessions, I usually like to leave some space for improvisation, for something spontaneous to happen in terms of practices that we do, content that we cover. But especially I'd like to do so in this session. So, it's not going to be something completely out of the ordinary, but the basic state is basic state, no matter how you approach it. So in that sense, from that perspective, nothing completely out of the completely extraordinary. But yeah, it is one of my joys in this job, in this position, that I get to improvise. I like improvisation because, back in the day when I was a musician, I played guitar. I played a lot of jazz and studied a lot of jazz. And jazz is all about improvisation. So, it's actually an interesting analogy, learning music and learning the language of music, because yoga and tantric yoga, tantra, is also a language. So, like I often when I teach, I emphasize that, it takes a couple of years to learn the basics well. And then after that, when you understand the techniques and the principles that the techniques are expression of, after that beginner period of few years of regular practice, then you just become stronger and more confident in understanding the basic principles. And it is exactly the same in music. It is exactly the same in everything, in any type of art, that, first it takes time to get the basics down, kind of learn the basics of a language. Also applies to learning actual languages, like foreign languages. And it is easy to understand that, if we think of speaking a foreign language and we first learn the basics of it, so we are able to conversate, have simple discussions. But then when we learn more words, learn to speak the language, then at some point you are even able to make jokes. And I think that that's a good sign of learning a language well, that you can make jokes with it, can play with it. Exactly the same with music. I remember when I was a teenager and after some time of practicing guitar every day, I started to understand that, that it is a language and how you can communicate with your instrument using that language with other musicians, and that you can make jokes also that actually makes, if somebody speaks that same language, you can play something and then it sounds funny and it feels funny and makes you laugh, makes you actually laugh. But in tantric yoga it is like that also. So yeah, it is one of my joys. As you have seen happen to me, I get into trouble with it often. I say in the beginning of a session, I say that we're gonna do this and that, this or this, but we never get there. So it just kind of grows out of its own. And the reason why I do that, just to be clear, the reason why I do that is that, this is my style of teaching. So we have in our style of practice, in Amrita Mandala style of practice, we have Rainbow Body Yoga and the basic versions of certain practices. So that people who are new to the practice should focus on in their own practice for significant amount of time. But the reason why I teach like I usually do is to get to those underlying principles so that my students would understand the underlying principles and how they can take those basic expressions of practices, but also many other types of expressions. So I think it is important that after practitioners learn the basic form of techniques, that they are kind of empowered more, or given more liberties in the way how they understand the practice and how they can still practice it in authentic manner. And there's one downside, one well, not problem, but one thing there, that this kind of teaching approach, the way how I teach, can also be a bit confusing for beginners. Because if you haven't laid the foundation yet, and then you have the way I teach, it's kind of an improvisatory workshopping on practices, it can be confusing. Well, how is this very abstract form of tantric practice, how is it supposed to be same as the Rainbow Body Yoga sequence of techniques, or any of the single techniques in there? And that's the downside. But my apologies if you have ever been confused because of this. This is why we have junior teachers in our lineage who lead the basic sessions, more basic sessions that I do, and also acharyas who lead sessions. So I've been teaching, I don't know, million times by now, thousands of sessions. So at some point you just gotta go jazz. You don't always want to play the same very simple basic things, even though I know that some students might need it. But we have that aspect in the sessions led by other teachers and acharyas, instructors of our lineage. We have that covered. So this is what you're gonna get if you study with me. So yeah, so let's do some jazz, Divine Mother jazz, and start from relaxation. So please align your body. Let's take it easy, very easy and light, not serious. Very easy and light. What I recommend? Well, we have the instruction that you can, when you do sitting meditative practices, you can have your eyes closed or open. But if you're a beginner, let's say you have practiced less than 3 years, I recommend you to keep your eyes shut. Because when you don't have visual input, when you don't have images coming, the information of images coming in through your eyes, you will be able to feel your body more easily and thoroughly. And feeling the body is very important. The physical body is one of our enlightened bodies, one of the Buddha bodies. And this is why it is very important to make connection with it well and thoroughly. Connection between what and the body, our basic knowing. At this point, when I say basic knowing, it has a very specific meaning. Knowing awareness, self-cognizance. But let's not dive deep into that now. It is enough if I just say that, our attention, our mind, our capability of being mindful, aware, is joined with our body. When we consciously feel our body, this happens. So feel the body, the whole body. If you have experience with, especially with, basic awareness, you know what it is, what it means, and then you have some confidence in your basic awareness, basic state, wakeful nature, then it should be very easy for you to just feel the whole body at once and be able to be aware of different sensations anywhere in the body. On the other hand, if you haven't developed such mindful skills of mindfulness, then it is fine to scan through different parts of the body. When you are sitting there with your eyes closed and from your head space, you're feeling down into the body. You're feeling down into the chest and trunk, feeling down into the arms and hands, feeling down into the legs, lower legs and feet. If you haven't yet developed proper skills of mindfulness, then it is fine to just scan perhaps one cavity at a time, one arm at a time, trunk, other leg at a time, and so on. The very first thing that I said when we started a few minutes ago was to keep it light. Take it easy. Not serious, rigorous practice. Not at all. Very light. Joyful, playful. Being at ease. Being aware means that there is some sharpness, natural sharpness in our mind, in us being mindful, in us being aware. There is some sharpness, but that sharpness is not rigid or tense. Our basic state, the Buddha within, our wakeful nature, is naturally aware, is naturally clear. And because that clarity is there, there is no need to squeeze or push or hold. No need for any of that. Let the energies of your body flow freely. Release the muscle tensions all around your body as much as possible. Just let muscles become soft instead of them remaining hard or hardened. And when tensions relax, you will notice that what increases is the sense of energies flowing, isn't it? There is more free flow, so let it flow. You know, if we had like a video camera with an X-ray and we were looking at a tree in the springtime, we would see that inside the tree trunk and inside branches there is liquids, nutrients flowing up and down. Exactly in the same way, let the liquids, nutrients, whatever they are, flow freely in your body. Don't hold, don't be tense. And you're simply aware of this happening. You don't need to push or pull or try to make it somehow better. No need to try to make it perfect. Nothing like that. You're just aware, you're cognizant that tensions are relaxed and that free flow is enhanced. Also, there is movement in our minds. We have a mind that thinks, mind or heart that feels. We have a mind that creates plans and remembers and dreams. Let all those energies, all the energies of the mind, flow freely. Just let go of those energies. It's kind of like saying that, okay, those energies of my mind, my heart, my emotions, my thoughts, my memories, my subconscious mind can come and go as they like, can flow as they like. And you're simply aware of this. There is knowing of this happening. When you let the energies flow freely, some of them stay in your system, some of them might leave your system. Both are fine. Whatever happens, you're simply aware of it. Not judging, not hoping, not wishing, not hoping to have some kind of special result of this exercise. No, you're just present, just aware of sensations. You can be aware of all the sensations in your body and in your subtle body all at once. If you like, the other opposite of being aware is to zoom into something specific in your body mind. If there is something that you feel like, oh, what is that sensation? What is that thought? What is happening there with this or that? You can zoom in and become aware of some small or even minute phenomena, thing, thought, emotion that is happening in your body mind. So we can zoom in. Our mind has that function. In some forms of especially Buddhist meditation that I know, they develop that skill of zooming in to an extreme degree. This is possible, though perhaps, I would say that not that useful, but this is possible. Anyway, here the main exercise is that we let and learn. We learn to let energies flow. And this is a very important skill. You know, the word samsara, especially in Buddhist Dharma, and Maya in Hindu side of Dharma, they are used a lot. Samsara and Maya means the same principle of ignorance, not knowing what is going on and acting on subconscious impulses. So that's exactly what happens to us, happens to people, that people act on subconscious habit patterns without being not aware or only half aware what is going on. And this is painful. It doesn't feel natural. It makes us feel contracted and limited, which is painful, which is confusing. So when we learn this simple tool of letting energies flow freely, what we are doing is that, in our self-centered, self-based mind, the mind goes round and round the same tracks again and again and again. It's like the same wonder wheel going round and round with not much variation. And especially when we grow older and become more and more calcified, more and more identified and invested with our self-centered, self-based habit patterns, that track, that wonder wheel just gets more and more stuck. What happens here when we let energies flow freely? Not only that our mind leaps out from the wonder wheel of Maya, samsara, but that whole wheel made of rigid beliefs, self-centered ideas, hopes, fears, it crumbles down. And this makes our freedom, liberty increase. And it is in this experience, when we have jumped out of the wheel of samsara, wheel of existential confusion and pain, when we can start to feel and recognize who we truly are, without getting caught in the wheel of thoughts, wheel of emotions, wheel of immediate self-centered reactions. Isn't it that now it feels like our body is very alive, soft, and it's like it's made of positive energy. It has a very positive and fresh feeling. Even if you might be tired after long days of work, long day of activities, there is freshness. Freshness, aliveness, soft energy, extremely soft, like soft cotton, as soft as the softest feather on a bird. And that energy can be found from ourselves. And that energy is pure, clean of samsaric dirt, clean, clear of self-delusion. And this is the realm of the sacred. This is the divine. This is wakeful awareness. This is what makes us free as beings, or has the potential for that. This sweet, soft energy is the Divine Mother, Devi. Feel it. Dip your body into it. Let your whole system marinate in it. For the sake of all sentient beings, marinating in this sweet, soft, kind and utterly good energy. For the sake of all sentient beings. For the sake of all sentient beings, always, always bodhicitta, compassion, a genuine care towards others, genuine, coming from the heart with love. With true love, true care. With that genuine love, feel the softness, sweetness in yourself. This love doesn't need to be like a dramatic love, dramatic, romantic love, but pure love. So now, up until now, I mentioned Divine Mother, Devi, but up until now we have used a secular approach But let's take this to, like I said, to the realm of the Divine Mother. And because just like I explained in the previous sessions, we can, when we approach our own basic nature as a Divine Mother, could be Divine Father, could be some others in the form of some other spiritual ideal, but because these sessions are about Divine Mother, that's why I'm talking about Divine Mother, Devi. When we approach our basic awareness as Divine Mother, it has really great potential benefits. And one of those benefits is developing that love that is in us. Again, like I mentioned in previous sessions, some of us might not have had good relationships with our own biological mother. But don't think about that. Leave that aside for now. When we talk about Divine Mother, we are not talking about our biological mothers. We are talking about basic awareness or Buddha nature that we see as a mother that cares, that loves, who responds. Who responds to us. What does that mean? I'll show you. So when we are sitting like this, we have relaxed for several minutes carefully. We have let energies flow and leave them flowing. And then, just briefly, just among other things, I put into our soup, into our practice, I reminded us about bodhicitta, about our motivation, which says that we are doing this practice and on this path to become fully liberated, fully enlightened, for the sake of all beings. So I put that in there, that important ingredient into our soup, but also that genuine love. I also brought that up. So we have a number of very important and strong ingredients in our soup. I will give an example, like I always do, when I say prayers, these are just examples. In your own home practice, when you understand what to do, you can choose your own words, choose your own expressions. By all means, I am not giving like a word-to-word examples what you should follow, although of course you can use my words if it helps you to get your own words flowing. So we are sitting here, having generated compassion and love, letting energies flow freely, and we are already actually in the middle of Divine Mother's blessings. Our very breath, flow of our breath, beating of our heart, all the activities and tiniest activities that happens in the body are already the activity of the Divine Mother. of the active principle. There is aliveness, there is the power of aliveness throughout our being, and that is already Divine Mother. But let's say a prayer. Dear Divine Mother, Divine Mother, Divine Mother, Divine Mother, bless us, your children. Bless us, those who seek for you, who seek for your blessings, who seek for you in us. Dear Divine Mother, shower us with your blessings from inside out. Shower us with your blessings. Our bodies, its organs, its bones, everything in the body. Dear Divine Mother, dear Devi, shower us with your blessings. Shower our minds. Bless us with your purest energy. So that we can return to you. So that we can return home and become complete. For the sake of all sentient beings. For the sake of all your children. For the sake of all creation. With love, with sincerity, with my heart wide open, I'm seeking the blessings and embrace of my Divine Mother. Then you feel the charge, feel the presence of the Divine Mother, and like I said, there she responds. Can you feel her response? Can you feel the charge, the energy, the blessings? Does it feel okay? Does it feel safe? Safe to trust. Feel it. And let the answer come through feeling it, as if touching it. Automatically, when we notice that it feels safe, that it can be trusted, that it feels good, automatically it is easy to surrender to it. kind of let the energy of the Divine Mother swallow our whole body. And that's the embrace of the Divine Mother, being swallowed by her presence. If you feel like you wanted to even a stronger charge, say another prayer. Ask again. Ask the Divine Mother to really ramp up the voltage. If you feel that the charge is already strong and really clearly felt, then just surrender to it. Just surrender to it and enjoy it. If you find yourself thinking that, okay, well, this is nice, you find yourself like thinking or reasoning something in your mind, whatever it is, then the charge of the Divine Mother hasn't yet swallowed you. On the previous autumn retreat, I used the term to melt in the charge. So you haven't melted yet if you find yourself thinking like that. In that case, pray from your heart. If it helps, you can think of the Divine Mother, any of her emanations, for example, white Tara, or any other. So you can, if you feel like you want to use some image presentation of the Divine Mother or some specific name of the Divine Mother, go ahead and use it. Use it to generate the charge so that you get swallowed. So that the blessing really swallows you and convinces you, gives you confidence. I am praying with love and devotion to the dynamic principle, Shakti principle of our minds and hearts. Dear Shakti, dear Devi, shower us with your blessings. Fill our bodies, fill our subtle bodies made of chakras and nadis and meridians with your presence, with your purity. For the sake of all beings. simply keep enjoying it, feeling it. Stay in connection with the charge, with the Divine Mother. Keep marinating your body-mind in it. Stay in the mode of surrender. For those of you who practice Rainbow Body Yoga and work with the Bhumi pillars, what can happen is that the pillars become activated spontaneously. But that can happen, and often does happen, when there is strong devotion and love. It just lights up spontaneously. But you can also let the pillars be included in this experience. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about with Bhumi pillars, it's okay, you don't have to. I'm not going to talk about this now, but for those of you who do, you can let them be included. All right, we've been sitting here for a little longer than 1 hour, so let's continue the practice for about 15-20 minutes lying down. So stay in connection with the energy, don't jump out of it, stay with it as you lie down. So I'll let you know when to get up in about 15-20 minutes. Let's continue with practice. So last time I gave the white Tara empowerment, and some of you might have not joined that empowerment, might have not received white Tara in our lineage. If you haven't, that is fine. You can still do this practice that I'm going to guide. And last time I gave the mantra Aba hu tare tutare ture soha. This time we're going to use a different mantra for white Tara. Namo Sita Tara Ye. Namo Sita Tara Ye. Sita Tara, white Tara. So it means like devotion, Namo to Sita Tara, to white Tara. Devotion to the Divine Mother as white Tara. So we have done these very important foundational sessions up until now in this series. We have workshopped on prayer. We have workshopped on the, should I say, on the general principle, dynamic principle of awareness called addressed as Divine Mother. And let's now make it a bit more yogically specific or tantrically specific. So we will use the mantra of white Tara and we will place it in the 40 parts, 40 areas of the body. And in each area, in each location, in each place, we will chant Tara's mantra once. With the result of putting white Tara, putting the blessings, presence, charge of white Tara into our whole body, covering the whole body. So here we are again, practicing to reach full enlightenment of both wisdom or emptiness and light body or rainbow body in this life for the sake of all sentient beings. This is our motivation. Even if it is just a simple prayer, a bodhicitta wish, like I just said it, always connect with the energy of it that follows immediately after the prayer, after a mantra, with visualization, with mudra. Always connect with the energy of it. So we have spent time in prayer and also took a moment earlier in this session to put in the ingredient of love and devotion. Love and devotion towards the Divine Mother, towards the sacred in us. If you're not familiar with tantric practice, it might feel like there are too many things to, kind of like too many balls to juggle with. It is understandable, but with practice we get used to this. And here, when we start to chant Namo Sita Taraye in different parts of the body, chant it with love. Chant it with deep emotional feeling, deep emotional meaning. If it is just dry words, we can understand that dry words, they don't carry energy, they don't have meaning, and they don't touch or move anything. But words moist with love has magnetism, has meaning. So let's keep it with us. Place your attention in the left foot, toes, foot, ankle of the left side. And chant. Chant the mantra there. Place the mantra there. So silently in your mind, chant like this. Namo Sita Taraye. Silently. You let that mantra to reverberate in your left foot, left ankle area. Chant it there once and let it reverberate for a moment, as if listen it echo. And then place your focus on the right foot, toes, right ankle. And same again. Namo Sita Taraye. Just once. Feel the echoing of the syllables, mantras. Then bring your attention to the left lower leg, shin, calf, left knee. And there chant the mantra once, silently in your mind. Listen, feel the echoing for a brief moment. And then bring your attention to right lower leg and right knee. And say the mantra there. Put some love into it. Put some devotion into it. Then left upper leg, left thigh, and left hip joint. Say the mantra. Then the same on right thigh and right hip joint. With mantra, with love. And then place your attention on the left buttock, on the surface of the buttock and inside the buttock, and chant the mantra there. And then right buttock, same thing. Then place your attention in the butt crack and the pelvic floor and chant Taras mantra in this area. Then place your attention at the genitals, around the genitals, connecting with hip joints, pelvic floor, and chant mantra there with love. And then place your attention on the lowest part of the belly, under the belly button and between the genitals, but also extending to the sides of the lower belly. And chant mantra there, Namo Sita Taraye. Lower belly and sides of the lower belly. Also letting the mantra echo inside the belly, inside the gut. And then place your attention at the lower back, the level under the belly button to the buttocks, that area. And chant mantra once. Then bring your attention to the belly in the front, the area between belly button and solar plexus. So the mid section, solar plexus area, and also the sides at that level. and also the insides, and chant the mantra once. And then at the same height in the back, midsection in the back, at the level of the belly button and solar plexus. Also covering the insides of the spine. And then bring your attention to the chest, to the rib cage, inside the chest, and also covering the armpits. And chant mantra. And then the upper back, from the level of the solar plexus all the way up to the protruding neck vertebra, so the upper back area. And chant mantra. With love, with meaning. Then let's leap from the upper back to your left hand, fingers of the left hand and wrist, left wrist. Say the mantra there. Same at the right hand, right fingers, right wrist. And then left lower arm and left elbow. Say the mantra. Then right lower arm and right elbow. Then left upper arm and left shoulder with mantra. Same at the right upper arm and right shoulder. And then place our attention between the left shoulder and root of the neck. And that's where the trapezius muscle is. And say mantra there in a way that it sinks deep into the tissues. Really echoes inside this part of the body, but also elsewhere. As if the whole body was the body of a musical instrument, piano, guitar. It echoes, the whole instrument reverberates. Then put your attention between the right shoulder and the root of the neck. Good. And then bring your attention to the throat, to the front of the throat, sides of the throat, insides of the throat, and chant mantra there. Then place your attention in the neck, between the protruding vertebra at the root of the neck and all the way up to the edge of the skull at the back of the head. Those long neck muscles, vertebrae in the neck, and say the mantra there with love. Then from the neck, place your attention at the area of the mouth, jaws, gums, tongue, lips and cheeks, and sing mantra there once. Then feel your nose, skin of the nose and the insides of the nose, and chant Tara's name in the nose. And then place your attention at the left eye, eyeball, eyelid, muscles in the eyelid, around the eye, inside the eye, behind the eye, and chant mantra. And then the same at the right eye. Around the eye, inside the eye, behind the eye. Painting it with the presence of Tara, with the mantra. And then place your attention in the area of the forehead, both brows up to the hairline and until the temples on both sides, the area of the forehead, the skin of the forehead, skull, forehead, and inside the forehead. Then place your attention at the left temple, on the skin, skull, and inside the temple. Say mantra. Same on the right side, right temple. And then continue to the left ear, the outer ear, and then the ear channel, the tunnel of the ear, the insides of the ear, extending to the insides of the head. Say mantra there. Then right ear, external ear, internal ear. Good. Finally we get to the scalp. So think about the scalp around the left hemisphere of the brain. So the left side of the scalp from the forehead all the way to the back of the head, to the edge of the skull, the whole area of the left scalp covering the left hemisphere. The skin, the bone, and the left hemisphere inside the skull. Sing mantra there. and then the right side, the scalp, over the right hemisphere of the brain, right side of the skull, from forehead to the back of edge of the skull in the back, and the right hemisphere itself. Say mantra. And finally, place your attention lightly, gently with love on the top of the head. And there, chant Tara's mantra, so that it echoes, reverberates into your whole body. Stay with the energy. Lie down for about 10 minutes. So to finish today's practice, let's first chant May all beings be free 3 times, and then the dedication of merit. And again, feeling it, putting meaning into it. That the prayer is coming from a genuine place, from our hearts. Inhale. May all beings be free. May all beings be free. May all beings be free. Feel it. And then dedication. Inhale. May all beings receive my accumulated merit. I dedicate the merit to the refuge and to all sentient beings. Join hands.